Hello friends, welcome to episode 1 of my Hitless Boss Challenge series for Stellar Blade. Let's jump right in. In case you missed it, I did episode 0 earlier this week and we set a PB of 16. Our actual PB is 5 hits right now, but I wanted to separate my stream attempts from my offline video attempts, so we can do a lot better than this. But yeah, the rules are normal difficulty, minimum preset, and I'm doing all of the main bosses in chronological order as far as when you fight them in the game. So let's go ahead and reset that. And I did set up my big buttons so I can add my hits easily mid-fight. But this is actually my second time starting this recording because for some reason, in episode 1, or episode 0, this is episode 1, I dropped a bunch of frames in the kill animation, the kill cutscene for Abaddon. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. I'm not sure what that's about. Anywho, we usually start this by hitting these barrels. One attack, and then get that blink in. Just for the free energy. 1 and 2. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but behind me there is a large CRT TV, which was not there last time. So my previous CRT was just a little, 13-inch, very modest CRT. Now I got this 27-inch beast, and that was kind of how I spent my day yesterday. I drove a little over 2 hours, kind of like maybe in total 3 hours, to and from, to recover it. But I'm very happy I got it, because it is awesome, and a huge upgrade, like I said. It's a Toshiba. The main thing that was interesting about it was that it has component input. So I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 2, and I don't have the component cables yet. I ordered them, but my friend who made the drive with me, he let me borrow his like Amazon component cables. And I was like, hell yeah, this looks great. But I ordered like fancy ones, and the reason is PlayStation 2 and 3, they both use the same AV out. And so you can use component cables, like if you buy fancy ones. I got the ones from HD Retrovision. They're like $30-something. I can use them across both consoles. And the reason that's exciting is because I've got, a bunch of games I can play on my PS3 just downloaded digitally, like PS1 games. So I'm looking forward to using all that. As soon as they get here, I will report my findings to you. Now that I've gotten to experience some cheaper, like kind of Amazon, like $7, $8 component cables. What else has been going on? 1, 2. Well, besides playing a bunch of Need for Speed Most Wanted, I'm gonna try to get into playing some Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode soon. 1 and 2, 3, with some friends, so I'm looking forward to that. I've heard good things about it, so I'm excited. But I know they're not adding it to Yote right away. It's like a whole thing. It's gonna be a free DLC, I believe, but it didn't come with the game. I haven't played Yote yet. We just finished our Ghost of Tsushima playthrough like a month ago. And currently we're working on Rebirth, which is so much fun. The more I get into Rebirth, the more like awesome it gets. And I've heard some people tell me that like, man, it's really overwhelming how much side content there is to do in Rebirth. There's not going to be any spoilers, don't worry. I'm very spoiler conscious. But I've been playing it since February, so pretty slowly, just like, once a month. Recently I've been picking up on the pace. But in my experience, it has not been overwhelming just because I've been taking it slowly. So for me, it's like awesome. I'm enjoying all the mini games, everything. It's super fun. Here's Gigas. Gigas, our first Alpha Naytiba. One of the more expressive bosses in the game. Oh yeah, let me use my shield breakers. That's one thing that I kind of forgot to do last time. Dodge, nice. In part 0, damn it. The reason I called it part 0 was just because I wanted to set a brand new PB just for my offline videos. But I guess technically that is part 1 and this is part 2, but whatever. I named it that way, I'm gonna keep it that way. And bam. Get the Retribution here with our triplet, and that'll just kill him. Okay, Stalker time. As far as Stellar Blade streams moving forward, I'd like to just do more full game runs as far as hitless attempts while we're doing this parallel. And I'm really curious as to your predictions if you want to comment, like, how many attempts do you think it'll take me to actually get this? I'm kind of thinking maybe 20 at the most. Hopefully not more than that. It shouldn't take too long because, you know, if we grind it out, and if I do this at least like 3 times a week, I think I can get it pretty quickly. You know, obviously, if you're trying to do something like this, honestly, any challenge in a video game, if you just dedicate yourself to it for like a month, you can basically achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. You just got to stick to it and not play other games. And the more other control schemes and other things you mix in that kind of divert your focus, that's going to delay your goal, right? But if you're single-minded with your goal, I mean, man, we can do anything, dude. Humans are amazing. Bang, 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 and 4 repulse. I love the repulse. We get a nice range damage boost, so I'll shoot his weak point. And for that, I literally just step to the left. You don't got to do too much. Like, instead of aiming with the right analog stick, I just step over. Those transitional attacks, by the way, they do not deal damage. But you should always go try to get some value off of them. Especially during Demo Crawler, you'll see. You can get a lot of value during Demo Crawler's phase transitions. Bang. And 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to down him here with my Counter Chain 2, one of my favorite abilities. Probably going to do his 5-string. Yep, here it is. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Delay and dodge. Okay. I should have gotten a Retribution there if I was just a little bit tighter with my timings, but I'm fine with that. That's still no damage, no hit. Let me know what you think, by the way, of my transparent controller layout, because it's a change that I made more recently. Only maybe 4 streams ago or 5 streams ago, I changed my controller layout from opaque to it's 10% transparent. So I lowered the transparency or opacity to 90%, I guess. Just in case, if there is something behind the controller, I wanted you to be able to see it a little bit. Because sometimes I'll, you know, mention something that is covered by something with my layout. Granted, I can just press one button, bam, knock everything out. And I do that quite frequently during streams. In fact, during streams, there's kind of a lot of micromanagement, especially during, like, Rebirth. When I'm streaming Rebirth or any game with dialogue that I want to make sure you guys hear, I always lower my sound I raise the sound. This is the repulse. I raise the sound for dialogue because I just have a hotkey. I use a, I use an Elgato Stream Deck. Aw, damn, I was in the middle of an overdrive there, so I couldn't parry that. But that invisible attack you can parry. It's not too bad. We spent like some 20 minutes and figured out how to look for it. Juggernaut and Belial, they both have kind of invisible attacks. Basically, I call them invisible because they come out so fast. Kind of like if you play Tekken... oh no. That's a transition though, thankfully. If you play Tekken, you know an invisible low or an unseeable low is something that comes out in like under 20 frames. And it's kind of like that. This is the big overhead and dodge. Let's go for a Chain Reflection 1. Broke his shield. I'm a little bit rusty with my inputs here. That was slightly greedy. That third hit there in Incursion 2 is a little slow. It's a little slow on the recovery, so luckily I did not get punished. Dodge. Interrupt that and kill him. That's Juggernaut. What was I talking about? I have ADHD. By the way, if you've watched my stream for some time, you probably know this, but it'll often happen where I am, I'm playing, I'm looking over the chat, I'm trying to reply to someone. I try to reply to everybody, especially like if you ask a question about Stellar Blade or if you ask a question about like streaming or content creation, I love to answer questions as much, like as in-depth as I can. Because, having done this for a year and a half, at least streaming more than anything, I haven't really put out too many videos. It's something I really want to work more on, which is what this series is kind of an effort towards. But I have a good amount of experience streaming now. And, so I feel like I can definitely offer some help or advice to folks who are looking to get into it. But the number one thing with streaming is make sure you're doing it for fun. Most people start streaming probably just for your friends, right? Like, in Discord, whatever, you share your screen to your friends, and you're talking shit about whatever game you're playing. Bang. Bang, bang, delay, and blink. So as long as you're enjoying it, that's the most important thing. Don't get too caught up in numbers. That kind of applies to a lot of things. Comparison is a thief of joy, right? Dodge the wing. Nice. Let's see, am I gonna get the repulse? 1, 2, 3. Delay, and 4. Nice. Get close. I'm thinking she's gonna do a repulse here. No repulse yet. Still no repulse? Wow. 1 and 2 and 3. 1. Damn, she's not doing it. That's weird. Break her shield. Here's phase 3. Got that one extra hit off to charge a tiny bit more. She's probably gonna teleport up to me and do a 4-string. There it is. 1, 2. Delay and 3. Okay. I almost punted that. If you look at my inputs, it always throws me off a little bit when she initially teleports, because I'm not used to, I mean, I should be used to it, but I'm more used to seeing her strings out of, like, another string. I'm used to seeing a string into another string. So when it goes teleport, here's a string with, like, a strange delay. Throws me off, especially because that first combo that she does, if Taki does teleport to you... Oh, spoilers, by the way. This whole fight is a spoiler. If she teleports to you, she has armor on that. Normally, that combo does not have armor where you can't interrupt. So if you do like an overdrive, you cannot interrupt the start of that combo. So you got to make sure you parry it or dodge it if you want. Skipping over Behemoth Corruptor into Belial. All right, my boy, my favorite boss. I feel like I got to mention this every time, but this is my favorite boss indeed. I love him. I spent probably, I don't know how many hours when the game came out initially, just listening to his soundtrack. It's so badass. But let's not botch this fight too hard, right? It always starts the same. Dodge. Wait, those are lyrics to a song. What song am I thinking of? It always starts... I gotta figure this out. As soon as this video is over, I'm gonna figure out what lyrics I'm thinking of. Okay, let me not let this distract me. I'm gonna go into overdrive to interrupt him there. Okay, here's the 1 and 2, 3. Go for a charged flash kick or a shield breaker. Here's the cool attack. 1 and dodge. I'm not gonna mess around with this too much. Just interrupt it. Here's phase 3 or phase 2. I messed up the dodge, but that's okay. He's gonna do a blink to start. Make sure you grab this for some free burst energy. Do an onslaught 2. Enter overdrive. Start attacking him. That attack's basically invisible. Dodge. I'll go for a chain reflection 1. Why not? Oh yeah, I'm sure I mentioned this, but maybe last time. But obviously, when we're actually fighting in the full game playthrough, 1, 2, and 3, he's gonna do an unblockable here. And dodge. You know, we'll have access to our shotgun and stuff. Bang, bang. Which will make it easier in some regards. Okay, here's phase 3. And dodge. I did it a little bit early again. I guess I'm slightly rusty, huh? That's okay. Give me the 5-string. I really want the 5-string right now, Belial. That's not the 5-string. I just reacted really late to that. That's not great. Bang, bang. Alright, add our first hit. Here it is. 1, 2. Oh wait, that's a retribution. I still got a flash kick in there? Wow, I actually didn't realize I could do that. I don't use flash kick too often. So that's cool. That works for me. Wow, you can do counter 1 into a charged, slightly charged shield breaker. Right on. That's actually pretty cool. But you wouldn't be able to do the New Game Plus version of shield breakers, so there's that. Anyway, kind of an unfortunate hit. We took one hit there because I kind of reacted really slowly. I wasn't paying if I were paying attention to my energy levels, I would have seen, okay, I have beta but no burst. Because my instinct is to just do an overdrive to interrupt something. And the first thing I thought to do when I was like, oh, I don't have that, let me do a beta skill. The first thing I thought to do was a triplet. But when you're doing minimum preset, your triplet is not fully maxed out. If it's fully maxed out, the first hit, like the first connection, will interrupt. In our case, it's not right away, basically. You know what I'm talking about. If you've used triplet, you know what I'm talking about. Only the second hit starts to stun. But when it's upgraded, the first hit stuns. But speaking of minimum, I mean, they're still very generous with how much they give you. I mean, it does not feel like minimum at all. Did you guys know? You don't even start with base damage. It's actually a little bit higher than base damage. Because base damage is 450. Bang, bang, and bang. But if you go and look at Eve's gears, if you go take the double-edged gears off, 1 and 2, 3, and 4, it's actually at 490. So they kind of just arbitrarily raised your damage a little bit. Not much. But it's not technically base damage. Oh, that would have been nice to get. I should have let that rock. 1 and 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 3 string. 1, 2, and 3. Nope. Interrupt that. 1, 2, and 3. You can dodge this, but if you mess up the dodge, it turns off your abilities. So, for me, it's better to not risk it. Like right there, see? Only the second hit interrupted. So, there's that. Of course, if you do boss challenge on Max or Max New Game Plus, it's all going to be upgraded. Hopefully she doesn't drop any spawns here. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to down her here with my counter chain 2. Do a rush chain 1. Beta chain that. Do not get away from me. Nice. Okay, let's go. That was good. That was a pretty clean. Good karakuri. Oh, triangle. I almost messed up the input. How do I still not know these? How do I still not know these? Like a couple streams ago, I started writing down what inputs the bosses end on, because despite playing through this game 50, 60 times, whatever, some of them I will forget. It also threw me for a loop there slightly, because I pressed on my keyboard, I gotta press to change the boss in the hit counter. So the first thing I saw was the mouse input. If you have played through all of Stellar Blade, by the way, on mouse and keyboard, I want to know what you thought of it. And do you play other third-person action games with mouse and keyboard? To me, it blows my mind, because for me personally, I'm a big pad player. I like to play anything on gamepad that I can, unless it's like a first-person game or like StarCraft. Obviously, keyboard for that. 1, 2. But like for this, like any kind of third-person action game, like especially what I'm thinking of mainly is like Devil May Cry. DMC, I would never want to play on a mouse and keyboard, but if you can, more power to you. I think that's badass. For me, it's just like, it's too hard. So I guess I'm envious. Bang, bang. Let's down her here. Or down him. Well, you don't know. Demo Crawler could be anything, right? It's androgynous, I suppose. Okay, here's phase 2. Take advantage of this and just keep attacking. Notice how I'm charging a little bit more energy during that phase transition. You can dodge this as well. I messed it up, but you can dodge that attack. 1, 2, and 3. I've got the energy for a counter chain 1 or counter chain 2. Put them down. Okay, do a beta chain. 1, 2, and 3. That timing, I promise you, is just an Abaddon timing. If you've practiced Abaddon, you know that timing. 1 and 2. Oh, I'm stuck. Are you gonna get away from me? Nope. 1. I'm not even sure what the add 2 hits. I'm telling you, if I just played this game like multiple times a week, I could be so good at this game. Because I don't even know why I thought, oh, I can interrupt this. Counter chain 1 is way too slow there to interrupt. And in fact, I'm pretty sure only the second hit starts interrupting when you do, counter 1. So when you hold square and then press triangle, that triangle input, that is what'll actually interrupt. Because I've done it before to like fly through some bosses in the middle of an unblockable or whatever. 2, 3. But I wanted to interrupt there. I should have done counter 2. Anyway, you need a short memory sometimes with doing kind of gaming-related challenges. Bang and bang, bang. You gotta have a short memory. Just like in baseball, you know? Every at-bat is its own thing. Every single instance of playing a game where you're trying to do something hard is an opportunity to do something great, right? The same is true for like speedrunning as well. Because you might be discouraged if you had like a bad start to your run or whatever. But you can always have a really good ending. You know, the splits, they're all independent, so... I gotta pretend... Just pretend this is our first time fighting Democrawler. And you know what's so funny too is that before I started recording, the one thing I did, 1, 2, and 3, the one thing I did was I fought Democrawler because I was like, you know what? Democrawler is like the one boss where it's kind of, you know, sometimes the timings are a little bit weird. So I was like, let me just fight him one time, just to kind of warm up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, blink, okay. That's another hit. Oh man, rough Democrawler. Really rough fight. But anyway, so I fought Democrawler one time and easily got a perfect no damage fight. 1 and 2. That's 1, 2, and 3. Add another hit. I had a perfect no damage fight. It was so smooth, I wasn't even thinking about it. But now we're here. Alright, let's rein it in. Probably what it is I'm talking too much now too. Because when I did that, I wasn't talking at all. Not that it's an excuse. It's not an excuse. Multitasking is a skill you can get better at. It just takes a lot of experience. 1 and 2, 3. So let's actually try hard now. I'm going to just count. 1, 2. Maybe I'll talk about like some boss specific things, but I'll hold off on regular commentary for a moment, just for this fight. Okay, I can dodge that. Luckily, they had a slow startup on that attack, so I had plenty of time to do my Onslaught 1. Charge up a little bit more. Getting some more beta back. Okay, good. 1 and 2, and then charge up my flash kick. They both connected, beautiful. Because sometimes it doesn't, depending on where you are on the map. 1, 2, and 3. Do another one. There goes all the shields. That's fantastic. Lots of damage. 1 and 2. If you get confused, Democrawler has a 3-string and a 2-string that look like they start kind of similar. The difference is in how fast the startup is. So if you notice that Democrawler starts it up really fast, that's going to be the 3-string. And if he does kind of a... Wait, sorry, the other way. If Democrawler starts it up kind of slowly, that's the 3-string. So this is the slow one. 1, 2, and 3. Notice how it's the 3-string. But if he does the same kind of thing with his arm, but then does it really quick, that's the 2-string. That's 1 and 2. And what's interesting about Democrawler too is that their 3-string, like their kind of bread and butter 3-string, is it's the opposite. So in phase 1, it goes 1 and 2, 3. In phase 2, and 3 for that matter, it's 1, 2, and 3. So it's just flip-flopped, you know? But he's basically dead. Oh no, got away from me. What kind of lasers are you gonna do? These... Wait, what is that attack actually? I never let that happen. If this was like a real, like a playthrough, I would have just shot him from far away. But I was like, okay. I was thinking it'd be the lasers that kind of do this. In phase 1, it's like 1 laser, and then in phase 3, I think it's 3 lasers, and it goes out towards you. Man, like a reverse rake. But that's unfortunate. We're at 6 hits. And this was going so well, too. What the hell, Democrawler? The irony in that I fought him casually as a warm-up. This is a quick warm-up. And first try, no effort. Recording, though, max effort. We take all the hits. That's alright. This is a raw, single-take kind of series. I'm not gonna do any retakes. So you're kind of just along for the ride no matter what happens. Oh, last episode I also asked, what's the highest you think our hit counter will get? Good interrupt there. 1. So basically, what do you think is going to be the worst episode that we have? 30 hits? 40 hits? That's a lot of hits. Nice, good timing on all that. Get my shield breaker, bam. Oh, by the way, I call it flash kick sometimes. If you don't know what that means, there's a character in Street Fighter called Guile. You've probably heard his theme song. It was like a meme for a while. I guess it might be a meme. But Guile has a flash kick attack, and it looks kind of like shield breaker. So, that's why I might call it that sometimes. In case you didn't know. I don't want to assume everybody's played Street Fighter. Alright, so let's go ahead and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's get in there. They've got 4 balance left, so okay. Nope, interrupt that. 1, 2, and 3. Gonna do my triplet and mess him up. Okay, let's go. This should kill, I think. I'm not gonna change over to the next boss just yet. Just in case. If you're also a fan of PlayStation 2, let me know what your favorite games were. Or are, if you still play them. Okay, just finish him off. Just finish him off. Okay, that's Demo Crawler. Wow. Big struggles. Also, our episode 0 was kind of long. It was like 45 minutes because I struggled a bunch with, a variety of bosses. It was a rough start to the series. I'm going to try to record an episode tomorrow, though. Tomorrow after work, I'm going to come home, take a shower so I look presentable, and then immediately record an episode of this. That way I can play back-to-back days. Because it's not very often that I play back-to-back days of Stellar Blade. That hasn't happened in a very long time. Sadly, the last time it happened was when the PC version came out. Because when it launched, we did a whole 18-hour marathon. It was so much fun. It was crazy. That would have been the last time. Around when the PC version came out, I was playing consecutive days. At the moment, though, Rebirth is a big focus of ours, so... And we're getting close to the end, kind of. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Run away from the tar pits. Get in her face. She's gonna fly away. 1, and 2, 3. Alright, let's do a flash kick here. Generally, you're always safe to do a beta skill, even charged ones, right after you finish parrying a combo. I'm feeling she's gonna do a 3-string here. Yep, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Jump up. 3 attacks. Land, blink. Let's just get in a triplet. Technically, that's a quadruplet. You can time this, it's hard, but 1 and 2. Just a little bit off. Counted a little bit too fast. I'll let her fly towards me. She's going to either go through or above. She went above. 1 and 2 and 3. Delay and 4, 5. Okay, let's go. I wanted to take advantage there of the fact that I was about to charge a bunch of free bursts, so I went into overdrive. 1, 2, 3. That was a little sloppy. But we didn't take any hits, so it's all good. Break her shield. I think she's going to fly up and do her projectile attack now. Nope, not yet. 1, 2. This is good. This will put her into phase 3, pretty much. And I didn't waste her insta-kill, so hopefully we get an insta-kill early in phase 3. One, back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. That's what it is. Slight delay there before that last attack. Nope, don't do that. Projectile attack? Projectile attack. Not an insta-kill, unfortunately. So from these, you just gotta run away. If this was during phase 1 or 2, you can parry all that, but that's too many to parry. It doesn't let you. Alright, Clouds. All of her bad weather attacks are just a big no-no. And that attack is invincible, unfortunately. Bang, bang. I committed. I added my hit, okay. So we're at 7 hits, alright. Insta-kill? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was expecting an insta-kill. Kind of surprised she did that. Man, this has been a rough episode. The deaths to Demo Crawler... Actually, dying... Because this is like probably the longest boss fight in the game, right? She's so slippery, you know? It's like a bar of soap. That the fight kind of just naturally takes a while. 1 and 2. 3, 4. Back up. Run away from the tar pits. Okay. One, 2, and 3. Delay 4 and overhead. Here's the 3 string. 1, 2, 3. Double jump. Do our blink. But like I said earlier, we can have a really good ending, right? Let's at least get like a perfect last 2 bosses. That'd be nice. Bang, bang. I do acknowledge though, I was getting cute. I didn't have to go do the whole aerial combo with the beta chain. I didn't have to do all that. 1 and 2. Nice, good. Well, I got the hits off at least. Do my second shield breaker there. Okay. Here's the projectile attack. So since this is in phase 2, it's going to be 7 projectiles and you can parry them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land, dodge. I'll do a chain reflection 1, because I feel like it. Okay, let's go. Run away from this. Do not want to get stun locked. I'll jump this. Here's the insta-kill. Alright, I'm fine with that. And turn left. I'll do 12 attacks. 1, 2, 3. Aim cancel. 1, 2, 3. Aim cancel. 1, 2, 3. Aim cancel. 1, 2, 3. Retribution. Put her into phase 3. Charge a little bit of burst. And let's do this again. She's being slow to transition. This happens occasionally. It's very weird when she does that though. But she decided to fly away for just a moment. Okay. And... oh, she did not do her big jump this time. 1 and 2 and 3. Interrupt this. Down her. I'll do a shield breaker here. I was worried that was not going to connect because I was kind of far away. Insta-kill? Potentially? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... bang, bang. Oh my gosh, that's right, she does that. She can do that. Wow. Kind of forgot about that one. That's another variant of that combo. Alright, I almost took an extra hit. At least I avoided the extra hit. That was rough. This should kill. Yeah, we'll just do like a triplet or something. Or not even. Beta chain this. We're past it now. Hey, let's look to the next 2 bosses. Let's perfect those. But alright. 9 hits is our new best right now. Hey, under 10 though, I'd be happy with. I'm motivated again. And I think I said this last time too. Because, you know, we know the last 2 bosses very well. So it's not really a big ask to get Nice hitless run on both of them right here. Spoilers for the next boss, if you have not beaten the game yet. Okay, let's go in. I would have been happy on episode 0 had we gotten a sub 10. That would have been fantastic. If we get a sub 10 on episode 1, it's almost like my initial, desire of a sub 10. We essentially got it. Not episode 0, but episode 1. Still kind of the beginning. I don't know what I'll come up with what I'll name this episode either. Because I figure each title has to be something different, right? 1 and 2. Alright, well there goes that idea. 1, 2, and 3. Also, hold on, I messed that up. Add a hit there. 1 and 2. Okay, we got it. Perfect. 1. Shield breaker. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2. Overhead, dodge. 1 flash. Oh, and if you're wondering about the mod that we're using, this is a mod. It'll be linked in the description. I should put it there pretty much every time, I think. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Because without this mod, 1, 2. Oh, wait, why did I do that? That wasn't prudent. I should not have let the retribution happen. I should have dodged there. Whoops. Oh, well. Overhead. Well, we're going to be missing out on some damage. I left a lot of value on the table. But it's okay. 1, 2, and 3. Down her. She'll probably wake up Tempest here. I should heal just in case. Oh, okay. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Delay and 5. I took 2 hits there. I did that by accident. Man, it is not my day. Let's add another hit. Okay. This has been officially a complete disaster. But we have to finish it. That's the rule. I have to finish it. So let me continue. Because if this were a stream, I would restart right there. Completely fell apart there. I don't even know. I gotta go backwards. Hold on. This fitted hat that I'm wearing, it's really a shame because the inner band is completely warped, so it's very uncomfortable to wear. But I wanted to wear it forwards, and it's just, I don't want to buy another one. These hats are kind of expensive. They're like 30 bucks. So, I'm trying to wear it as much as I can just until it dies. Like, once it's completely in pieces, I will get rid of it and replace it. But, what am I even talking about right now? Oh man, this is the trend, huh? If someone wanted to psychoanalyze me, you could probably tell I start talking a lot after I've taken hits. It's almost like I've given up mentally. But there's a difference because I do talk a lot normally anyway. I'm pretty sure my hit total is accurate, by the way. 1 and 2. I hope I didn't miss any. We're at 15. Alright. I'm not gonna restart. I will never restart. It's not about getting a great run. It's about showing the process. And this is kind of just the natural process. However, you know what? If actually I could do... Hold on, I could do something. Question is, do I want to? I'm still showing the process if I restart and do a whole new run mid-video, right? Yeah, in fact. Alright, let's go for a long episode today. Start again. Abaddon. If we do a full reset, I think that's better. I think we can just get a good run right now. I'm still going to try to play tomorrow. I'm still going to try to play tomorrow after work. But how about I just get a good run right now? Then we have like a nice PB to fight towards. 1, 2. Bang, bang. Okay, here we go. Make sure we dodge this. Get in there. Charge a shield breaker. Charge another shield breaker. Alright, Abaddon, down. L1, we know that one. And I didn't drop any frames. That's what was so weird to me about episode 1, is that I dropped a bunch of frames during this cutscene, specifically when you kill Abaddon. And I never drop frames there normally. Not frames in the game, but I mean, yes, frames in the game as well. But on my recording, because OBS shows you, you know, frames missed due to encoding lag, rendering lag, etc. It shows you all that information. So I was confused. But it's not doing it anymore. Thankfully. Here's Corruptor. We did this earlier, man. This is a long-ass episode. I don't want to... This is not the precedent, right? I'm not going to do this every time. I just felt like, yeah, this is way too much like episode 0. Bang, bang. It's way too much like episode 0. Let me make more of an effort. And hey, I didn't stream today. So, you know, if I sit in front of the camera for 2 hours, that's not that bad. Bang, bang. Nope. It's gonna end your life here, Corruptor. Thank you very much. This will kill. He's got a small health bar. Actually, someone in chats had pointed out, I forget who it was, I'm sorry, but they had pointed out that usually whether you press L1 or triangle at the end of a fight will correspond to what Eve's doing at the end. So if it looks like she is parrying an attack to go into the kill animation, you'll get an L1. Otherwise, it'll be a triangle. But yeah, this is phase 2 of the video. This is the backwards hat phase. So I'm fully locked in. The light is fully blaring in my eyes. Because I have overhead lights, obviously, so you guys can see me. Back in the early days when I didn't have lights, you can tell. In fact, early days I also would stream with my window open. Or not my window, but my blinds. So we would have daylight in here. Now I don't do that because I invested in buying some lights. And also having the blinds, like my curtains closed. 1, 2. It's better for the room reflections. Because of course curtains, they're good at absorbing, you know, sound reflections and stuff. Kind of like if you wanted to make a room sound less echoey, you could do all sorts of stuff, put some furniture in there. You could get like some canvas paintings, stuff like that really helps. Break a shield. Bang. I'm being really aggressive here, but because this fight should be over, and there it is. Gigas, we're out of 807. I would also be really curious to know, does anybody play this game a lot, regularly, with frame gen? Because I don't. I did a little bit when I got my graphics card initially. So because I upgraded from a 30 series to a 50 series card. And so I was like, okay, cool, I can play with frame gen. But it causes all sorts of crazy... Maybe I just need a new monitor. Maybe my G-Sync isn't good enough. I don't know. I mean, I think that your monitor is either G-Sync or it's not. But I was getting crazy screen tearing when I played with frame gen on. What I did to correct it is I just... I turned on VSync globally through the NVIDIA control panel because it doesn't let you in-game. If you turn on frame gen, it makes you play with VSync off. But that helped. I mean, it fixed the issue. But I still kind of just prefer regular... What am I... At a hit, whatever. We're gonna keep going. I still prefer regular rasterized frames. One, two. I was stuck on geometry there. Did you see that? That's interesting. We'll add to it because it's my fault for putting myself in that corner. But we don't usually go over there to that exact spot on the map. That's unfortunate though. Okay, so let's do better. 1. He wasn't even facing me there. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do a rush chain right after this. Obviously, that's invincible. I'm not sure why I got so bold there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, frame gen. I have ADHD. So with frame gen, I was thinking about it because recently they just added it to Rebirth. And it feels exactly like the same implementation as Stellar Blade. So, I was curious if anybody else had experience with playing with frame gen in this game and Rebirth, if you're playing that too, on PC. There's a clash. Now what's cool here... Oh, never mind. I'm going to break his shield with this slash. Alright, but had that not happened, I could have shown that you can interrupt this attack. 1, 2, 3. Because that attack that I just parried is invincible. But if you break shields, it'll interrupt anything. So this is triangle because we're kind of just stabbing him straight up. So Eve did not do a whole parry. You know, she didn't block an attack with her sword. So no L1 input. I think that is consistent for every boss. We'll check it right now. By the end, once we get our hitless run, eventually, I think I'll have at least mastered, I'll remember what all the button inputs are at the end of each fight. I mean, I know which ones just fall. Some bosses like this one, like Juggernaut and Gigas, they will just fall to their knees and like wait for you to execute them. Two. And 3. This is the repulse. There we go, parry that. Nope, don't do that. Do a flash kick, interrupt this. Good. 1 and 2. Big overhead. Dodge that. One and 2 and 3, 4. Delay and 5. Dodge and... Normally, I would say wait for his foot and dodge, but I just felt like killing him here. Next, we have spoilers. Spoilers. We have Taki. I think last time it went perfectly, right? Can't remember. I do believe that we did no damage our first run of today. I do believe so. This is really like a double episode. You know what this is actually? I remember as a kid when I used to watch TV, when I had cable, because I haven't had cable in my room since I was, I don't know. I was about 16 or something. That was the point where I was like, yeah, I don't need this. I was maybe 16, potentially 17 at the latest. So I haven't really like watched television since then, but I remember watching like, you know, sometimes random pilot episodes of shows, and sometimes they would do a double episode, right, for the pilot. 1 and 2 3, just to get you into the show. 1. This is kind of what that is. Bang, 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 and blink. It's kind of like an extended long episode, but it should not be the norm. I'm serious. I want to make these bite-sized little streams that someone can watch maybe during like their lunch break. 1, because I know a lot of folks will tune into my stream while they're working, while they're, you know, multitasking, doing other stuff, and I want to have that just a more practical way to, I guess if you wanted to like absorb some Stellar Blade or watch some, you know, gameplay. Here's the projectiles. 1, 2, I'll do a chain reflection 1. And I will do a shield breaker, yeah. It's good. Put her into phase 3. Get that one last attack in, just for a little bit more charge. I'm expecting the 4-string. There it is. Wait for the first attack. 1, 2, delay, and 3. It's actually a 3-string. I don't know why I said 4-string. But yeah, anywho. Taki is pretty passive. That was greeting. 1, 2, 3, delay, and 4. That was greeting. That was greeting. I was gonna make a point. You know, it feels like Taki is kind of reluctant to fight you. That's why she's pretty passive. However, Juggernaut is similarly passive in that they give you a lot of time to finish all your combos. In fact, so is Elder for that matter. Those are probably the most passive bosses. Where, like, they don't really rush to go into their next attack. I might be forgetting somebody, but I think those guys would be the most passive. So, with Taki, though, it feels thematic in that it's like, oh, I don't want to fight you, you know? You can actually feel it a lot with Elder's first phase. I mean, completely reluctant to fight you, right? So... And yeah, even though this game came out a while ago, technically, if you consider it came out on PS5 a year and a half ago, yeah, most people who played it probably already played, but still, 1, 2. Still, I don't like to talk about spoilers, even when we're doing like full playthroughs, until we're at the point in the game where the spoilers have happened. Just in case, you know, I don't really want to be someone, I don't want to be the reason someone got spoiled on something. Bang, bang. 1, 2. Alright, there's phase 2. Good dodge. That was a really clean aim. That was a super clean aim cancel there. You barely even saw the reticle, so that was good. I like that. There's the invisible attack. I still have not learned that one. Have not studied it at all. I've only learned Juggernauts. At some point, I'll do that at some point, one of these following streams, I don't know when. Bang, bang. 5-string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And dodge. And then delay it a little bit. Didn't get much value out of that, but that's okay. 1, 2. I don't like his position here at all. So I'm just gonna do another triplet and just kill him with a retribution. Move on from that. He's in a very awkward spot. Had I kept fighting Belial there, like some of my combos could have whiffed, similar to how combos can whiff on like Gigas Providence, because he was so high up. So I'd rather just not deal with that. You know, it's a tough habit to break, though. I'm used to looking specifically right here for chat. My chat is right there. And I'll still find my eyes, like, just glancing over, even though there's no chat there. It's so weird. But I'll get used to it. Or, actually, I don't want to get used to it. I want to keep that physical habit of look over, you know, because I don't want to neglect chat. In fact, I feel like sometimes I do a little bit too much, at least when I'm playing story games. Like when I'm playing Rebirth and I'm reading dialogue or like focusing on a cutscene, I really don't look over at chat, but when we're, like if we're playing something that's kind of more autopilot, like if I'm just doing a playthrough of Stellar Blade, where I don't really need to use my brain, or I'm not really, like reading anything, then I'm much better about looking at chat, I feel like. Which makes sense, right? Obviously. 4-string, 1, delay, and 2, 3, and 4. Charge a shield breaker. There go all the shields. Go in with a rush chain. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there's about phase 2. 4-string again. 1, delay, and 2, 3, and dodge. Now I'll back up. I was saving the retribution there, so just being kind of careful. 1, 2. Okay. Overdrive, and then do my retribution. We're at 5 hits already? Okay. Sub 10. I gotta get sub 10. Nope, don't do that. 1 and 2. Delay, and 3, 4. Notice how the first hit of my counter there, counter 1, did not interrupt. Oh, here come the babies. No. No. Okay, we'll use our contraceptive punishing edge. That killed me? Oh, that killed me? Wow. I could have just ripped another punishing edge or something. I could have done anything. I'm just surprised that killed me. 6 hits? Don't talk about it, Gino. Don't talk about it. Pretend this is the first time you're fighting her. Even though it's like the 3rd time today. We're just fighting Karakuri. 1, 2, and 3. I'm already trying to not focus too much on that. Yeah, we gotta do the whole boss fight over. That's just part of the... That's part of the fun, right? 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3. Shield break. That's good. One, delay, and 2, 3, and 4. No, don't do that. Why? She still dropped them despite being in phase 2? Okay, please explode, everybody. There we go. At least she didn't attack us during that, when the Kokoshi was still alive. Whoa, she's kind of bugging out a little bit. This is interesting. The Kokoshis, whenever she does drop them, all of her spawns will... She'll behave weird, you know? There's like a tendency for her to do certain attacks. And if they're on you... Not always, but I mean, she probably won't attack you if they're like... if they're self-destructing on you, so there's that. Okay, let's move on from this. Oh boy, 6 hits. Oh, the fight's not over, but it's over. It's over. Watch this. Punishing Edge. And Punishing Edge. It didn't reach. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Just jump over them. Alright, that was close. That was a little bit too close. Oh, check it out. We didn't parry exactly, but we did stab with our sword, so triangle input does feel appropriate there to end that fight. Right on. Karakuri, always an absolute mission in challenge runs. Historically, the biggest obstacle when it comes to challenge runs with weird stipulations that we've done. All because of those spawns, man. I guess Karakuri and Corruptor 3 are the only bosses with more than one enemy to attack. Unless you count the insta-kills, which I don't, but they are unique in that sense. Alright, here we go. Demo Crawler. 1, 2. Demo Crawler messed this up last time. For no reason. 1, 2. We gotta bring it back. 1 and 2, 3. Shield Breaker. Charge up a little bit of burst. Nope. Get down. Okay, let's go ahead and keep attacking. Dodge this. I just inadvertently quoted The Matrix 1. Dodge this. Great scene. 1 and 2. Repulse, excellent. Good damage for free. One and two. And that should be phase 3. Yep, there it is. Let's go to the middle. I want more beta than anything. Interrupt. Do another one. And perfect. Oh, caught him just barely. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the 5, right. Did I take 1 or 2 hits there? I think it was... I'd have to go back and check. I'll just put 2 to be safe, because I honestly wasn't paying attention. 1, 2, and 3. That is a combo I don't see very much. This should kill. Okay, 8 hits. Sub 10. Sub 10 is still within reach. Notice how we parried? L1. Sub 10 is within reach. My alarm just went off to feed my cat, which I will do immediately after this. This is about when I'd be getting home from work, so I just like to put an alarm just to remind myself every time anyway. So it's like a happy alarm. It's like, hey, I'm home. Alright, we are past Spire. UN. Here we go. The longest boss in at least an hour playthrough. Raven dies faster just by nature of she's in your face. UN is only slow because she's constantly trying to get away from you, which is interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, Raven is in her more powerful form here. Like, she's more powerful in this form, isn't she? I mean, you would think so. Yet she plays more coy, like more... not so confrontational. Like when she's in her human form. 1, back up. And 2, 3. Okay, let's do a shield breaker. Down her. Charge a rush chain right there. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Delay 4, and overhead. Don't want to break the shields there. So I'm not going to do my usual 3 attacks. I'll just land. And then do the blink, because I don't want to break her shield. Otherwise, we would miss out on the value of the blink there. I'm going to start counting on the yellow. 1 and 2. Dodge. Good. Do this. That's invincible, so notice how it does not interrupt that. That blink is invincible. So there's some times where UN can do attacks that'll kind of trick you into committing, so gotta be careful of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land and dodge. Break her shield. Chain reflection 1. Go in there with a rush chain 1. Beta chain it. Here's an insta-kill. Okay, I'm happy with that. One, 2... Oh wait, I messed it up. Alright, whatever. Normally I think I would do like 12 attacks there. 12 attacks, and potentially, like, since I was very close, I could have maybe even beta chained the 12th attack. Probably would have worked just fine. Here's phase 3. She's gonna sprout more wings. This is her ultimate form. 1 and 2. Beta shield breaker. Down her. Do another one. There go the shields. Good. 1. 1, 2, and 3, 4. She's gonna do like 6 attacks or something. 1, 2. Oh my god, that's right. She has that. Ah, the variance. And that just happened to us last time. I just forgot about it again. Well, that's the fight. Add a hit. 1, 2, 3. And this is the 4th one. Yeah, you have time. You can do 12 attacks plus beta chain the last hit. Easily. I might have had time for a little bit more. It all depends too. If you have speed gears on, you could squeeze in even a tiny bit more. So for this one, I press L1, but she didn't parry anything. She dodged, if anything. She dodged and got on top of her to then go in for the stab, so... If that QTE were a triangle input, I would not bat an eye. In fact, it probably should be a triangle input if it were to be consistent with everything. Like, Eve also dodges Stalker, right? In the Stalker kill cutscene, she dodges Stalker to the left and then stabs. Here, it's similar. It's a dodge and then a stab, right? So how come that one is not triangle? I don't know. So here I am again, fighting for a 10-hit PB in our double-header, hour-plus long episode. I don't know, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you believe in me? How much do you believe in me right now? Let me know if you think I'm gonna get it or not. I believe in myself more than 50%. More than 50%, yeah. 1 and 2. Interrupt. 1 and 2. 1, 2. Back up. 1 and 2. Bang, bang. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I was cautious there. I could have gotten one more attack in. 1. 1 and dodge. Down her. I'll do an onslaught 1. That all connects. Nice. 1, 2. Oh, good clash. That's perfect. I needed the damage. That puts us close. So there's phase 2. So we got the Retribution on deck, which is fantastic. 1, 2, 3. So we'll toss her around, get that damage across. Break her shield. Break her shield again. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Dodge. Wait. Dodge. Chain Reflection 1, and then I'll go in for a Shield Breaker. No, I'm not going to. Just play it normal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Delay and dodge. Well, we're at 10 hits. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Add my hit there. I committed. Okay. We have failed. I have failed. I don't even know what to do with this episode, to be honest. At this point, I don't know what to do. Okay, I decided we should finish it. Definitely should finish it. It would not be very satisfying. You know, there'd be no closure if we didn't at least get an end total number of hits. I don't know if that'll change in the future. Like, if we get to the point where we've got like a 1-hit PB or 2-hit PB, do we then just restart anytime we get hit and give it like max 45 minutes, max an hour, something like that? Maybe. But for now, definitely, I just want to run through all the bosses. Because I haven't even gotten a look at Providence yet. 1 and 2. 1. 1, 2. Just gonna play nice and passively. 1 and 2. No need to overcommit to anything. Bang, bang. No need to overcommit at all. 1 and 2. Do a shield breaker. Speed things up a little bit. Do another one. Bang, bang, bang. Good connections. Blink is awesome, actually. 1, 2. Clash. close to phase 2 with this, I think. Very close. I'll do another rush chain 1. 1 and 2. 1. Alright, well, she managed to backstep my rush chain, but that's all good. Oh, here's the overhead. Dodge. I'll do chain reflection 1 to start. I'm hoping she opens up with a 5 string right here. Give me the 5 string. 1 and 2. Not a 5 string. Dodge. Good. Dodge. Okay. Another chain reflection 1. Her shields are now down. Here it is. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, let's toss her around. Bam. I'll do a slash. Good damage. 1, 2, back up. 1 and 2. Bang, bang. Overhead. I'll do one of these. That'll put her close. Hit her with some of this. Okay. That's Raven. That was a clean fight. Oh, that's actually a good idea. I should... If I... In the future, if I'm like, ah, man, this is kind of toast. Let's restart the run. I should step away, like, you know, go pet my cat for 2 minutes. Go get a snack or something. That is good. You know, when you're playing video games, what's the recommended, like, consecutive playing time? Like, every, like, hour or every 2 hours, shouldn't you step away for 20 minutes or something? I forget what it is. But it's good to kind of just get your eyes off the screen and just kind of focus on something else. Otherwise, I've got astigmatism anyway. I'm sure some folks listening might also have astigmatism. You probably know what I'm talking about. If you want to comment and educate, because I don't remember, then it could benefit somebody else too. Here's Providence, my boy. 1, 2. Bang. I'll start hitting him with some shield breakers in a sec here. 1, 2. Okay, there's 1. Knock him down. 1. There's a shield break. 1, 2. Another shield breaker. Oh, that wasn't really great. I should have just done a triplet there. One, 2. He's not really mixing in his other combo strings right now. Oh, there's one. My cat's here as well. When I left to use the bathroom, he came back. He came inside, so. But you know, he's kind of reluctant to be on camera. Back in the early days, he was always on camera. But now it's more of a rarity. What are you doing over there, buddy? And the reason is he's kind of he's kind of changed his ideal kind of napping spot. It used to be right here on the corner of my bed, but now he likes to hang out on the floor. And now he's right in front of me. 1 and blink. Blink. Repulse, excellent. Shoot him a little bit. Not too much, because I want to make sure I have enough ammo for the insta-kill, which is about to do. 1, 2. I'll do a triplet. There we go. Could I have potentially avoided the insta-kill? This will do some damage, but he'll probably wake up and instantly do his insta-kill. Oh, he's so close though. Hang on, can I do it? No, just barely. I was thinking like, what's the most damage I could do real quick? So I thought do an overdrive, but nah, it didn't work. Well, we're gonna get an 11 hit PB. That's pretty good for attempt number 2. He was look at that, overdrive and 1 slice away. What I don't like about having my cat right behind me though is that, you know, I'm worried about running over his tail by accident. Granted, I stay very still when I'm sitting in my chair because, you know, my mic, I don't want to be moving my mic around and stuff. So, but it's another thing to think about, you know? It's never happened, but I do worry about it. If you have a cat, I'm sure you understand. You know, cats, cats are assholes, man. They'll just walk in front of you and cross you up as you're walking, just to kind of trip you. It's so funny when he does it. And so I'm always like, come on, man. You had to walk that way? Man, he's fearless. My cat might be extra fearless, though, because he was a stray cat. I just found him in a dumpster, basically. That's not a joke. He lived by dumpsters, like behind like a Home Depot. And he was just so friendly, I had to take him in. But yeah, that's our 11-hit PB, our doubleheader. Thank you for watching. A long episode today, but hey, I hope you enjoyed it either way. Next time, we'll try to have a normal length 45-minute episode, something like that. And actually, I would really appreciate some feedback. Do you think I should cut out the loads between bosses? Would you prefer to just watch me play like boss start to boss end and then cut to the next one back to back to back? Or do you like the slower pace? Because, you know, I'm happy to make adjustments. I would really appreciate any feedback you would like to offer. So that's our 11-hit PB. I will go ahead and save this in the hit counter, and we'll be back next time. Thanks for watching, and peace.